Hi everyone, I'm in my gardening room again today and it's blowing, it's cold outside, and I have a quick and easy gardening tip to share with you. So, you know your onions, probably have had this happen before. Now, some people I've spoken to in the past have not eaten the tops, and the tops are basically green onions coming up. So many people, when they see their onions do this, they just throw them in the garbage can or in the compost. However, I like to clip my onions for some green onions in the middle of winter. It's like free food, and it's doing it anyway. Now, these were laying in a bowl in my kitchen next to my stove where I keep my onions and my garlic and my ginger, and this was in there too. And so this had started to sprout, and so I had been clipping it, as you can see over here, and I've had some really nice green onions from this. However, I'm finding that the plant, this little onion here, is losing steam. And I feel like unless I do something, this will just stop producing onions, and I will have to throw this into the compost because the body of it is starting to get really soft. You can see here that the skins are drying and they're starting to peel. So I've decided I'm going to plant this along with two of its buddies, and I'll show you. And I'm going to keep this next to my stove, right where I keep my onion bowl by the stove where I'm cooking, and I will just clip green onions throughout the winter for fresh green onions. Now, you can do this with any that you find, even ones from the grocery store. Definitely don't throw this out. This is really good. It's just free green onions, something that you can't have in the wintertime unless you buy it, and I find that green onions sold in the grocery store in the middle of winter aren't very good anyway. And plus the prices, it's not worth it when you have free green onions growing from the onions from your garden. Now, I grew this green onion along with two of its buddies I'm going to show you in a second. But I think what I did was I picked it a little too late. I left them in the garden for too long, hoping they would bulb up a little bit bigger, but they didn't. And what happened was it started its second cycle. So it thought that summer had passed, it went through a cold spell, then it started growing again. So unfortunately, some of my onions have started doing this a little bit too early here in early December. So I'm going to show you what to do as a quick little fun tip for some kitchen gardening over winter in your kitchen, indoors. It doesn't require much light. These will grow no matter what. They may lean, so you could put it in the window if you'd like. If you find that your onions are starting to go in one direction, looking for some sunlight, you could easily just keep it on the kitchen windowsill or next to a sunny window, and then they will just rotate it. Every time you see it leaning towards the window, rotate it back so that it'll lean right back to where it needs to go. So I'm going to tip the camera and show you how quick and easy this is. This is super fun, great little tip, little trick that you can have in your kitchen. Your friends will come over and wonder, what do you have there by your stove? And you can say, well, these are my onions that have sprouted. So I'm going to tip the camera and show you what I do. So here we go. Actually, first I'm going to show you my pot. So I'm going to plant it in a pot like this, and I have three little buddies. Here they are. So I've got this one, which I've been clipping from, this one here, which I've been clipping from, and this one has just started. So I figured, and it's still good if I wanted to, I could use this for cooking, but I feel like I have extras, so why not have a little three together like this in a pot. The pot I'm using is this pot, and also because there are holes and I don't want them to spill out over my counter, I'm going to use this piece of flyer. So I get a lot of flyers in the mail. I'm sure that you do too. They're everywhere. Rather than recycling them, I do keep them, and I use them for compost, but I also use them to line my pots. So I've already pre-cut this one, and I'm going to place it into my pot like this. I'm going to tip the camera and show you the rest of it, okay? Here we go. Okay, so here's my pot, and I've put the paper in. This will keep the soil from falling out. Now I'm going to take my soil, and I'm going to start filling my pot, and I'm going to fill it to about this inner line right here. Now this is probably a 6-inch pot, maybe slightly wider. There we go. Now, onions are pretty delicate, and you don't want to ruin the base of them here. This is really important. And when you're planting them, you want to make sure that you don't push them or jam them into the soil, that you just place them in gently. So make a little gap and put that one gently in. And I'm going to take my second one, make a little gap here, and I'm going to gently place them in there. And I've got the third little guy right here, which has just started. And again, same thing here. And I'm going to just take a little soil out, and I'm going to gently put them in there. Now, top a little bit of soil, but you don't want to bury them. They can stick out a little bit, just as you would see hyacinth bulbs or something in or amaryllis bulbs or something in wintertime in a pot. This is just fine. But like this, so just to let you know, the soil that I've used, this is a seed starting mix called ProMix BX. So it has a special mycorrhizal bacteria in there, which is great for the roots. As well, it also has perlite. I have added additional vermiculite because vermiculite helps to hold moisture, perlite helps to drain, increase the drainage abilities of the potting mix. And as well, I've added worm castings to this soil, so the soil has some food as well, so it's got the nutrition it needs. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to water my pot like so. I have another little watering can right here. Okay, and I'm just going to let that drain, and that's it. It's potted. So I will water it again, and if I find that it needs additional water, what I will do is I will just place this in the sink whenever I want to water it. It's better than watering it from above because the tops of the onions don't want to be wet and soggy. So you're better off placing this in the sink filled with some water, maybe a couple of inches of water, and let the water absorb in through the bottom of the pot. Or you could use a bowl or a tub or something like that and let it absorb from the bottom. Now this is the first time that I've planted it, so it's okay that I've watered it a little bit from the top, but what I will do now is I will just place it into the sink and let it absorb some water over time, and then I'll drain the sink, let the water drain out of the pot, any additional water, and then it's ready. And then I'll just keep it next to my stove. If I find that it needs some additional light because the stems here of the green onions turn towards the window, turn towards the light or search for light, I will place it in the window. But it's really great, and look how cute that is. So what I'm going to do is, as well, I can get a little pot and insert this into a nice container, a nice pot, something this size, and I'll use this enjoy this as a house plant and enjoy some edible green onions. So that's my quick little tip. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have done this before, I'd love to know. Please give me a like and a thumbs up if you've enjoyed my video. Also, please be sure to subscribe. Click the subscribe button below and the notification bell to be notified of any new and upcoming videos here on my channel. Thanks again for watching. I hope you guys all have a great day and happy gardening. Bye for now.